Hello and welcome back to the MLB DFS slate breakdown for Wednesday, June 18th. We got another 11-game slate on tap, but we do have some weather concerns, so make sure you watch weather as we get a little closer to lock to see if you want to play, all the games or not. Now, I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann. Come join us at LineStar. It is only $39.99 per month. Gets you access to all we do, the props, the DFS. You get it all one low price. You can also sign up with any of our partners here. We got a ton of them. You can get a free month when you do. Now, let's dive in. As always, we're going to start with the perfect lineups from yesterday, followed by the winning lineups on both sites, and then get into some pitchers to consider today and some stacks. Now, starting on FanDuel, Kyle Hendricks. As I said yesterday, he is my most annoying player to stack against. I hate stacking against him. He's a guy that has a 4.79 ERA, but what he generally does is just gives up 2 to 4 runs, goes 6 innings, doesn't get blown up occasionally. He can occasionally, very occasionally. But then randomly can have huge outings like he did last night. 6 innings, 9 Ks, no earned runs against the New York Yankees. Just wild night for Hendricks. Congrats to him. He had a game. Then we had a 2-man Houston stack. And then all one-offs. We had some wild performances by a few guys. The Big Dumper hit a grand slam, had 6 RBIs, 3 total hits. Just a huge game by him. Andy Pages hit 2 home runs against my Padres, and I'm really needing my Padres to bounce back today. Cam Smith hit 2 home runs. Tyrone Taylor had a big game, a home run and a double. Just a lot of big performance. Oh, and how can I forget about Salvi Perez's 2 home runs? Just a lot of double dinger days. So only 29,500 for that perfect lineup with a 390.9 score. And the winning lineup went to S. Charlie 22, who had 271.1. So almost a full 120 points off of the perfect lineup. But they got Brian Wu, who was one of the chalkier pitchers of the night, put up 49. He did what he was supposed to. And then we had a 4-man Houston stack and a 4-man Dodgers stack. The Dodgers and Houston stack both made sense. Dubon put up 40. Cam Smith, 51. So you get those two together, and it doesn't even matter who else is with you. And then on the Dodgers side, we had Will Smith put up 34 and Padres put up 50. So those two together is another spot where it doesn't matter that much who you have with it, which, just a little correlation. Getting a 16 from Edman is huge, and Shohei didn't even do much. So congrats to S. Charlie 22. You got it done. Now let's check what we got on DraftKings here. Our perfect lineup on DraftKings went Hendricks, went Seth Lugo, 2-man Blue Jays, 2-man Houston, then some one-offs. 43K was the salary. 311.4 was the perfect lineup score. Hisbu took first and second, 221.2 and 218.25. They had Ray, they had Warren, 2 chalky pitchers we talked about, and they had that 4-man Houston, 2-man KC, and a one-off of Ohtani. His second lineup had Wu and Warren. 5-man Houston, 3-man Seattle. Got it done. Pretty much, that Seattle part, you just needed Cal Riley and put you up there. So congrats to them, and let's get into today's slate, see what we can uncover. Our pitchers to consider today. So I did talk about some weather in the intro. We really need to watch the 2 Chicago games. big time chance that they are postponed. Cincinnati has a little bit of worry. Yankees have a little bit of worry, but both could play. So we definitely need to watch those. The Chicago one, it's like, even if the game does start, they have delay issues. There's, rain all around. Very likely that these games end up postponed. Now, Framber Valdez, 21%, highest owned pitcher, 10.5K. Guy has been just absolutely dealing. We got almost 23-point projection on him, 3.06 FIP over the last 20, 1.89 over the last 5. K rate's been solid. He's been dealing. Oakland definitely isn't that great versus lefties. I don't mind this spot whatsoever, even though it is 100 degrees and the winds are 8 miles an hour blowing out. So I'm still going Framber. 30% combined K rate, 10.5K. I'm in. Eric Lauer, 5.7K, 20% owned. Look, this is just popping up because he's cheap. Can he get you 10 points? Yes, but can he get you 20? Probably not. He, at least is starting, went 72 pitches, maybe can go to 30, but personally, I would much prefer take the Arizona Diamondback side of this than go Eric Lauer. Sonny Gray, 9.7K, 18% owned. Guy's been dealing and he's in good spot. The issue, game probably doesn't play, and if it does, there's delay chances, so be very careful with Sonny Gray. But he's in a good spot and he's a great pitcher. Chris Sale, 10.7K. Sale and Framber are both going to be high owned, but Sale will come in lower owned because he's against the New York baseball Mets. Metropolitans, if you will, 2.66 FIP over his last 20, 2.63 over his last 5. K rate is up there. Statcast data is fine. 46% fly balls is a lot, but nobody's hitting him hard. So I'm all in on Chris Sale. Totally fine. Trying to go against the Mets with Chris Sale. Mets have struggled versus lefties a bit as well. 29.4% combined K rate. I think he's fine. He's too good of a pitcher to fade in this spot. Next, Chris Bubic, 9,500, 18% owned. This guy's been absolutely dealing, and I'm totally fine going back here. 2.83 FIP over his last 20, 2.51 over his last 5. K rates in the mid-20s. Statcast data is good. Splits are in his favor. Rangers struggling versus lefties, and 26% combined K rate, 9,500. I like myself some Bubic. Absolutely fine going here, and I think he's probably going under owned. Ownership's obviously going to change though, as Sonny Gray, if that game is postponed, that's a big chunk of ownership that's going to be likely divvied between, Bubic, Sale, and Valdez. Logan Allen, 6K, popping up versus the Giants. Giants got a lot better on offense with the Devers addition. Don't love facing the Giants anyway, but definitely even a little less now. Logan Allen's FIP is very, very high against a good offense. Pretty scary for me to want to go there. Upside's there at his price, though. That's the one kind of caveat that makes me willing to go there. All right, now let's get into pivots. Ryan Yarbrough, 6,500, 11% owned versus the Angels. 4.18 FIP over his last 20, 4.02 over the last 5. K rate in the low to mid 20s. Statcast data is just fine. It's okay. Not bad. 29% hard contact. I'm all right with that. A lot of fly balls, but most of them aren't hit hard, so it doesn't really matter. Opponent team splits. They have been hitting lefties a little bit. 260 average, 167 ISO, 310 WOBA, but striking out at 31%. And that's the key here. He's only 6,500. His combined K rate's 28%. I think there's some ceiling here. And he's at home. So I don't mind going Yarbrough, and I think he is, for 6,500, probably kind of a steal. and too low owned. Taj Bradley, 7,400. He's in a tough spot for the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles have finally started hitting, finally started playing decently. But Taj has some solid upside, and the upside is why I have highlighted him as a potential pivot. 25% combined K rate. He can get, 30 occasionally, mid-20s at 7,400. It's intriguing with him being at home. But I got to warn you, it's a tough matchup. Not the easiest spot. Emmett Shaheen is likely to play. He's activated from the 60-day injury. Really not sure, how much leash they're going to give him. And so make sure you do your due diligence as you get, closer on here. The one thing I can tell you is he only threw 63 pitches in his final rehab start in AAA. So he's probably 75-ish pitches, something like that. But his K rate's solid. He's going to be in a tough spot versus the Padres. But the Dodgers have been letting these guys, really get healthy before bringing them up. I'm fine with going a little Shaheen at 6,900. The issue here is, you're probably looking at 75 pitches. Now, that's kind of what he's done. The last 5, 72 average, 78 over the last 20. He can definitely get you into that mid-teens in 78 pitches. If he can get you 20, there's an outside chance of that. It becomes very interesting at super low ownership. Outside of that, pitching's pretty tough, so let's check out on FanDuel what we got here. Our high owned on FanDuel is Framber Valdez, Sale, Gray, Bubic. Now, Valdez, 25%, Sale, 23%. I do prefer the Valdez side, but hey, it's not like it's a piece of cake matchup. It is the A's who do have some bats that can swing it and 100-degree temps with wind blowing out. So it's not like a pitcher-perfect spot. Chris Sale's against the Mets. Another not a perfect spot. Sonny Gray would be a great spot, but that game's probably postponed. Chris Bubic, 10.1K. I absolutely love him versus Texas here, and I'm fine going there. Outside of that, it becomes a little rough. I don't mind some Taj Bradley, probably not getting much of him. Ryan Yarbrough, I could play, but another spot where I'm probably not getting a ton. Those are your chances to really pay up for bats, though. Now, let's get into some stacks and see what we got there. Our highest owned stack of the day, we got the Padres and the Cardinals stacks popping up. Cardinals would be in a great spot if the game plays. Don't need to get too into that because I really don't think it will. Padres versus Shaheen. If it is not Shaheen, it's Robernowski or something like that. It's pretty much a relief game. I do not think at this time that we have a confirmed starter, but Padres look fine once again. There's been a lot of offense in this series. Once again, we have nice hitting weather. I'm fine with going some Padres. It's just this lineup is a little beat up right now. There's no Merrill. Back end is kind of struggling. So fine going some pods, but I do think there might be going a little bit over-owned. Our highest projected, we got Arizona versus Eric Lauer. Dodgers versus Colic. Cincinnati versus Ober. I like them all. I absolutely love the Arizona stacks. Probably going to have a ton of them, and they're going too low owned. Dodgers always in play, especially when it's against a guy that has a mid-4s FIP. Cincinnati versus Ober. Ober is as boom-bust as it gets pretty much, and he hasn't been great lately, so makes some sense to want to go there. Your highest value. White Sox. Game likely doesn't play, but really wouldn't want to play them versus Sonny Gray. Anyways, Cleveland versus Justin Verlander. All right, Verlander only went like 65 pitches in a simulated game. Didn't even have a rehab start, and he's getting thrown out there. So I think the the Guardians do make some sense to want to play in this spot. I don't mind the Guardians whatsoever. Super low owned. Going to have a nice play there. Mets, Dodgers. Mets, for highest ceiling. Don't love going against Sale. Can he get blown up? Yeah, anybody can if they're really off, but I don't look at this spot as one that's a blow up for Sale. If I get a little Soto, a little Alonso in my lineups, I'm fine with it, but I'm not going out of my way to make sure I get some stacks of the Mets. Houston versus Severino. Houston's hitting. Great hitting weather. I think you got to have some Houston as well as some A's just because of this hitting weather versus Valdez. And you get some leverage in it because Valdez is going to be pretty high owned. Highest leverage spot. We got Mets, A's, Cubs, and that'll do it. Definitely interested on the A's, the Cubs. This game probably doesn't play, so we probably don't have to worry about it. But I don't love the spot versus Mizorowski. He was good in his first outing, and it's just not a bang-up spot. But the Cubs could get to anybody. If the game plays, they do become a little interest for the leverage. Highest implied total, 5.5 for the Yankees. I like this spot versus Jack Cock. High hard contact, high average exit velocity. Bullpen's not good. It's kind of that perfect trio and in a hitter-friendly park. Dodgers at 5.4 versus Kolek. I'm fine with that also. Houston, good spot. Braves versus Paul Blackburn. Blackburn hasn't really been great for a little while now. Fine going there. Don't love it just because that Braves offense hasn't been great, but fine getting a little bit. Cincinnati at 4.7 versus Ober. Definitely will have some. The team is hot. It's in that Cincinnati Great American Small Park, so interest there. Cincinnati probably doesn't play. Tampa Bay and Baltimore, general decent hitting weather there. Both guys have some interest. Trevor Rogers hasn't been great, but can have some good games, can get blown up. And the same with Bradley. Arizona at 4.5, I very, very much like. If I'm going down the list here, Cincinnati at 4.2 has a little bit because it is our favorite gas can, Patrick Corbin. However, Corbin's been dealing this year, so don't like it as much as, years prior. A's versus Valdez, great leverage spot with a nice hitting weather. Padres all the way down at 4.1, and they showed up as our highest owned stack. Don't love that. Don't love that at all. Shaheen, I mean, he's a good prospect. I don't mind getting a little Padres. Angels versus Yarbrough, boom bust spot. Fine getting a little bit of the Angels here. And then Cleveland, we talked about. Nice little leverage spot against Verlander. Verlander is a 4.8 FIP over his last 20 starts, and he didn't make a rehab start. I'm totally fine having some Cleveland, super low-owned Cleveland in my lineups. Now, that'll do it for us today, guys. Hope you have a good one. We will be back with more tomorrow. It is still a pretty solid Thursday slate. We don't have much day baseball this week. That'll do it for us today, guys. Have a good one. Peace!